Now watch how it's going to play out in the West. When they get the right word from the OGs, they ain't going to fuck their neighborhood up. They going to go where all them rich motherfuckers be at. And they going to go in their grocery stores and empty them bitches out because we going to feed ours. When this shit shut down, they going to be able, they know what's going on. They already know what's going on. Strategic advantage goes to the ones who understand that they need a couple of things. You need beans and bullets. You need beans and bullets. You need to feed your army, and you need to motherfucking have them motherfucking ready for defense. Right? So, we at every level of the game. This was a long 500-year struggle for us over here. But you got to remember, they didn't divide Africa up into the Berlin Conference. Look it up. Y'all be wanting me to tell y'all all the answers. Look this shit up. I'll be telling you, look this shit up. The Berlin Conference divided Africa, and they sent us a burning spear over here. The burning spear from Africa came through Mansa Musa to give us a warning that the enemy was coming. The burning spear, in turn, caused a flaming arrow to be shot to the skies. That's a knock to the ancestors on a knockback to answer a flaming motherfucking arrow. Right? A golden arrow and a silver bow on an emerald lake. That's just what it is. Yep. LA, that y'all already know California doing that shit. I'm watching this shit from way over here, but they telling me ain't nothing happening on the land. That's what they telling me. Ain't nothing happening on the land. Mother Nature not tearing this bitch up. Right? All the time I'm watching Mother Nature shake this motherfucker. Atmospheric rivers overrunning they motherfucking borders, spilling fish down onto the land. Y'all motherfuckers don't even know what's going on. Right? So, even though it's bad in Cali, that shit organized if you watching. There's too many involved doing the same thing at one time without organization won't work. Right? So, somebody got a question. I'm gonna answer this one question and I'm cut out. Shit is a smoke and mirrors. Don't pay attention to none of the rulings and none of the courts about that shit. That's because they can't make you take it. You know. So, share the information y'all get here. Let it spread far and wide. The A-tone. Right? Million Man March. Knock to a knockback. Right? And we gonna let this one do what it do. You know. This is the core. Family, that's why they call it a nuclear family. What do nuclear mean?
It means the center.
Right. So when you're talking about nuclear energy, where does it come from? It comes directly from source.
Wow.
Atom.
Go ahead.
So we're talking about a nuclear family.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the family being the center of every activity of the human. Now, this is where the divide and conquer had us snuck. In the human, we are mammalian DNA, reptilian DNA conflict within the internal self. W.E.B. Du Bois called it the warring soul in his Souls of Black Folks. The warring soul. So if you want to understand what's going on inside you, that's an excellent reference because he's telling you about the internal conflict. Right? So now, humans are naturally pack animals as mammalians. But we also have reptilian traits. That's why they recognize 3 parts of the brain. Your old reptilian brain, what they call your middle brain, which is mammalian, and then they have your main brain, your big brain, what they call your genius brain, and this is your mammalian brain as well. So you got 2 mammalian brains and 1 reptilian brain. That should tell you that you are operating primarily as a mammal. So when you study mammals in their natural habitat without the interference of colonialism, you see what we call in human culture is tribalism. The
Okay.
tribe is set up according to mammalian pack animal concept.
Okay. All right, so I got a couple questions. Shout out to everybody that's joining both communities. For the people that's a part of Brother Rod's community, my name is Lazarus Lamel. That's what I go by. I'm affiliated with the Messiah Code movement, part and partial of the Messiah Code movement, and we just brothers coming together and we sharing thoughts. We coming from different regions of the world, but more or less I would say we got the same heart and we move by the same beat. So shout out to everybody that's coming in the building. Peace, Sister Portia. You see we linked up. We linked up.
Yeah.
Brother Rod linked up. You see we linked up. Me and brother, yeah, we linked up, y'all.
And look, I've been telling Portia for the longest. Like, brother won't answer me. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get at him. But then that goes to look this morning. I'm sitting at the crib and I just pick up the phone and you in Detroit. I'm like, he right by me. You in my neck of the woods. We got to connect.
That's how we move. We traveling, man. We traveling, man. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a blessing to have you in my presence, bro. And I just got a couple questions to ask you. For your community. I don't know if somebody ever had the audacity to really ask you these questions, but it just means a lot to me to ask you these questions because, I watch you, and when I watch you, I see your heart in what you do. For everybody that does and share information on YouTube, Facebook, and stuff like that, you put yourself on a platform to be criticized in a certain sort of way. So, your knowledge, you put your knowledge out there. You can be questioned in a certain sort of way. So it's certain people, that don't take the time to do that. So I would just say I appreciate you for that. I do that myself and I do my best to just to give people good information.
Yes, sir.
All right, so the first question I like to ask you is who is Rod the Walking University?
That's a good question.
And hold up. Who is Dr. Rod the Walking University, and why did you choose the name Dr. Rod the Walking University?
Well, I didn't actually give myself those names.
Okay.
First, people used to call me Big Rod, and I used to hear conflicts in people who understand the same exact thing from two different views.
Okay.
So then I would ask both parties the question to bring the views in unison because they need to see where the blind spot at. And then they started calling me Dr. Rod.
All right.
All right, now, under the voodoo, I would be known as a witch doctor because I was initiated by my grandmother.
Your grandmama initiated?
Yeah, which
actually, I respect
yeah,
I
called her Big Mama.
Mother yeah,
Margaret.
Big Mama. Yeah, I respect
her
that.
Her name is Mother Margaret. Now,
okay, my grandma was Grandma Shirley.
That was my mama name.
Shout out to everybody that's coming in visiting the channel too. I appreciate y'all. Yeah. We linking up. I'm actually in Flint, Michigan right now. For everybody that follows the movement, I'm in Flint, Michigan right now.
And I came from down the street from Pontiac to come see him, which is about 30 minutes away. That's what's up.
It is what it is. So, yeah. So, who is Dr. Rod the Walking University, and why did you choose that name, Dr. Rod the Walking University?
Okay, so when people start calling me Dr. Rod, and I already knew I had been initiated as a witch doctor, but I had not went through all of my initiations to, receive the full title.
Okay.
But as time went on, I would hear people say, man, that dude like a walking university.
Okay.
And then it just stuck. But my priest title, Morpheus Mysticus Magus, Emissary of Light, Redeemer of the Righteous.
Whoa! Oh. You gotta say that again. You gotta say that in slow motion. Say that in slow motion, bro. Go ahead.
My priest title as a Melchizedek priest, is Morpheus Mysticus Magus, emissary of light, redeemer of the righteous, the condemner of the wicked. My actual job is to right the condemnation of the wicked, so when Christ returns, it'll all be done. This is the cleanup effort.
Okay, I respect that. Shout out to Sister Akshita. We are in Detroit right now. Shout out to the lady of the house, the empress of the house, Sister Satoria, the moon goddess. Shout out to her. Oh, man. She is a blessing.
Shout out to everybody watching.
Shout out to everybody that's watching.
You know?
Shout out to you if you in the building. All right, so another question is, who are your teachers, my brother? Like, who you regard, who was like your main teachers that you feel as though influenced what you bring to the people?
I had one teacher.
One teacher?
One teacher. But my one teacher sent me to many experts.
Okay.
The one teacher has no physical form.
Okay.
And the one teacher is here from the foundation. This one teacher is Alpha and Omega.
I respect that.
So when the one
where
teacher
you're going with it.
sent me
I like where you're going. Go ahead.
to study the works of Dubois, I did that.
Okay.
When the one teacher sent me to study the works of Noble Drew Ali, I done that.
Okay. I respect that.
When the one teacher sent me to study the works of Malachi York, I done that.
I respect that.
When the one teacher sent me to study the works of Elijah Muhammad, I done that.
Okay.
When the one teacher took me to study the works of Martin Luther King, I done that.
Okay.
And I can go on like for hours telling you who all he had me study, but the point being is, at this point in time, this is the cleanup effort. This is in the aftermath of judgment. Judgment has been executed. So this is the harvest of the righteous. This is what everybody been waiting on, the harvest of the righteous. Now, the place that I work is Orient, Michigan. Now, that don't mean nothing to most people. But for anybody in the science, they would know that the pyramids in Egypt is lined up to what? In the stars, the Orion.
Okay.
And right in front of the pyramid sits the Sphinx. You see that the Sphinx head is significantly smaller, and they said that they was trying to conceal the African features.
Okay.
By the destruction of the head of the Sphinx, which is not true.
That's right.
They destroyed the Sphinx so that they can cover up the fact that the Sphinx was originally a woman.
All right, I respect that. Yeah.
Now, you can reference this. When you look up the Sphinx in other places, you'll see that she got a woman head.
Okay.
But when you get to the Giza complex, it's been altered. And the symmetry, which is perfect in every proportion until you get to the head, which shows you the head being significantly smaller, shows you that the parts chopped off.
Mm.
So this lion, the Sphinx, that she lays watching the west.
All right.
As the sun shines from the east, even unto the west, so should the coming of the Son of Man be. The Son of Man, many people confuse with the Christ. The Son of Man is not the Christ. As you see in Revelations, when John the Revelator received the revelation, there was an intercessor between him and the Christ.
Okay.
John, being a mortal man, seeking righteousness. So the angel of the Lord came to him and said, this is how you're going to know when the Christ comes. Now, I've been asking preachers a question for years, and I haven't got an answer. If you're sitting in front of the Christ, and you talking to him, or the Son of Man, because the Christ is a woman. You talking to the Son of Man, and that's a mockery term, by the way.
All right.
How would you know? So they tell me all the signs.
Okay.
Okay. Well, at this point, all the signs exhausted. So now he got to be here. How will you know when you're sitting in front of him? So anyway, you go back to the Orion. The Orion is in direct connection with an undisclosed connection to this part of the land. We call them Nazca lines.
Okay.
The Nazca lines show you.
You talking about in South America?
Yeah, in
The Nazca lions. You talking about
The giant monkey and the giant bird?
Yeah, they got all types of animals and stuff.
But it's two main ones, if you notice, they always show. One is the firebird.
They show the spider all the time.
The spider is indicative of the connection. You know, the spider draw a web. The web is all of our connection in the spirit realm.
Okay.
So the spider is the symbol of what connects us.
I respect that.
You know, so we're talking about an energy grid. This is the spider.
That's right.
Okay, now in that energy grid, you see two more symbols. You see the firebird and the monkey. The legend has it that the Son of Man rides in the west. As it say in the text, where the eagle gathered and the carcasses are there, so the Son of Man be.
All right.
Well, the eagle is America. This Babylon, as in the baby lion, as in the offspring of.
So my question is this. I got another question.
Yep.
All right. So how do you feel? I'm gonna just switch the subject a little bit. How do you feel about the conscious community as a whole? And what do you deem as the conscious community? How do you feel about it? Just in a just in a thought of how you feel about the conscious community and the direction of the conscious community.
From what I'm looking at,
and what do you consider to be conscious?
Well, what I'm looking at, those who proclaim to be conscious are knowledgeable.
All right.
Knowledgeable and conscious is not the same thing to me.
All right.
How do you know if they're conscious for real? Because they would be pushing something called a unity doctrine. They would be trying to resist the devil's divide and conquer with a unity doctrine. Like, it's some brothers, I love to hear them talk, but they're not pushing the unity doctrine. They are still relying on the old energy that kept us at the lower portion of the three-dimensional vibration.
Okay.
But they got the right spirit, but they got the wrong approach. The spirit of truth. Like, I'll tell you, brother, I really like to hear talk, but he don't have all the information. That's young Pharaoh. I can listen to young Pharaoh all day.
I don't really mess with him like that, bro. I don't really get down with him like that.
Well,
I would put that on a joint, but I don't really get down with him like that.
I listen to all of them because it's my responsibility to see where the information is correct or incorrect.
Yeah.
You know, so I gotta listen to them whether I like them or not.
I respect that. I respect everybody's point of view.
The reason why I like
up with just the spirit of truth.
The reason why I like young Pharaoh, it's a reason. I don't just like them just because I like them.
Okay.
You know, because my approach to men is very abrasive. So when I see young Pharaoh, what makes me like him is, in the face of overwhelming opposition, he's still gonna say what he believes is right, even if he's wrong.
He be dead ass wrong though. He be having it be brothers that
feminine planet. If you look at the animals, look at the lion. Everybody called the lion the king of the jungle, but he ain't shit without his queens. That's why he keep the harem. His lazy ass don't want to go out and chase that motherfucking wildebeest down. We, by nature, are matriarchal as humans. We, by nature, are pack animals as humans. Mm-hmm. When we deviate from the pack behavior and the matriarchal behavior, we become selfish, we become individual, prone to jealousy, prone to excessive rage. Then we become confused to the point, because we're not living like we're supposed to, that we attack that which is nearest to us. It comes out as white on white violence, black on black violence, Asian on Asian violence. But then it can only go so far. We have to spread it because we are in this wrong vibration. Is not fitting us. We fighting it. Though we fight it, we don't understand it. That's why Paul said we fight not against the flesh and the blood, but against the principalities and the powers. The principle. The principle is the underlying idea. The power generates from the underlying idea. The principle is the underlying idea. So if you got a car loan, what's the principle? It's the amount you first borrow, right? The power is in that. If you kill the principle before the interest takes place, they can gain nothing more than the principle. So you fight against principalities. That's a group of principles, a set of them. All of these principles, they don't want you to know what they are, because once you understand what they are, you take their power. So the that Old Testament God is not the same as the Christ, nor will he ever give the amount of love energy that needs mitochondria to realize itself within the human. Because the patriarch, the Y chromosome restricts the production of a mitochondria. It can't do it. It can't do it. It's not possible. It goes against all the laws of nature and science. Let me see, somebody talked about sacrifice. Civil little jealousy, spiteful, hurting others are all not of God, correct? God lives and loves through us. That requires daily sacrifices. That cannot be hidden behind religion or daily church attendance. You are pretty much on point with that. The sacrifice, however, the sacrifice cannot be a blood sacrifice. At this time, blood sacrifices have their place when everything is in this order, right? And we are at a regular vibration. We don't even eat vegetables. We don't eat vegetables. We eat platinum group metals in their monatomic form in a small amount of water, and we probably eat once every 40 days. That's why they got Moses fasted for 40 days, and the 40 days of the temptation of the Christ. This is what they're talking about. The body being conditioned to facilitate a higher energy function. The monoatomic metals in the platinum group sector causes the central nervous system to allow spirit to be a superconducting agent in the body, which makes the 2/5 unrealized aspect of self and divinity become realized. And so this is what we've been fighting against. This is what all of those secrets are about, is we accepted this by punishment